All right, let's look now at a section called Parleying with Monsters, found in Tasha's Guide to Everything. So as you can see right here, some fellas have come up on a giant owl bear. Looks like one of them's going to try and give him, maybe is that a piece of meat hanging off that spear, and the other one's going to sing a song. So say maybe the dungeon master throws something at you that you're just not ready for. Maybe it's too big, too powerful. Maybe the group just came out of a battle, hadn't had a rest, or out of spells, and so on down the line. Maybe you need other options. Maybe the DM just wants to see if you'll try it out. So they mention a section here on parlaying with monsters. So if fighting's not an option, or not the best one at least, here's some other things which might be available to you. So here they tell us, meeting a monster doesn't have to spark a fight. An offering like food can calm some hostile creatures, and sapient creatures often prefer to talk than to draw weapons. If the adventurers try to parley with a monster, you may improvise the encounter or use the social interaction rules in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Consider granting the characters advantage on an ability check they make to communicate with the creature if they offer something it wants. So if you can figure out something this creature wants, you're going to get advantage on the ability check. And of course, that's big. The monster's desire section below suggests things that a creature might like. So in other words, of all these things you might run into in the D&D world, what do they consider valuable? It's not gold for everything, so we'll see what they've got here. So next they have monster research. Adventurers can research what a creature is likely to desire. The monster research table suggests which skills can be used to learn about a creature of a particular type. So notice how they got categories of them here. The DC for a relevant ability check equals 10 plus the creature's challenge rating. So of course the tougher the monster is, the tougher this will be to figure out. So look at the monster research. They got these types: aberration, beast, celestial, construct, dragon, elemental, fey, fiend, giant, humanoid, monstrosity, ooze, plant, and undead. And here are the skills suggested for making the little relevant check. So of course with something like aberration, they go with arcana. Beast makes sense, they go with animal handling, nature, or survival. So if you look at what they picked right here, it's definitely logical. So there's your check and how you're going to make it, and which skill you're going to use against the different monster types. So let's say you figure out something this monster wants right here. Let's say you pass your check and the DM rolls the D4 for each one of these categories. And they tell you what an aberration may desire. The brain or other organs of a rare creature. Well, I hope it doesn't come up a 1, because I seriously doubt anybody has got that lying around right there. Maybe they could bargain to get it later. Flattery and such. Maybe that would work. Secrets or lore. Give it a good little secret about the area or someone maybe. Accepting a strange organic graft onto your body. Now there's an interesting one right there. What would the graft be for? I don't know too many people that would agree to that. Beast, fresh meat's obviously the most obvious, and I'm surprised with these options. You would think something like, say, a carnivore, the fresh meat would be the best thing. I'm surprised they'd have something like a D20 roll and maybe have fresh meat be like 1 through 8 or something like that, since that'd probably be the most common thing. But some might enjoy a soothing melody, like we saw in that previous picture with the guy playing the violin. They mentioned brightly colored beads, cloth, feathers, string. Obviously, that'd be not the usual type of beast you would think of. An old stuffed animal or trinket, something like that. What would a celestial want? The tale of a heroic figure, an oath to do 3 charitable deeds before dawn. Now that sounds like a good one for a celestial. I think as DM, I'd probably just pick the one I wanted. The crown of a defeated tyrant, that could be tough to get a hold to there. A holy relic or some kind of family heirloom. What would a construct want? How about this? Oil to apply to its joints. In other words, some maintenance. It can't fix itself. If you were to fix it, it might be happy about that. A magic item with charges to be used as fuel. A vessel infused with elemental power, adamantine, or mithril components. In other words, something to keep it going. Dragons, as you might think, gold or gems, they tend to love that. Seems like much as anything. Anything from a draconic rival's hoard. In other words, maybe shows that somebody was clever and either killed them or stole something from them. An antique passed down at least 3 generations. Maybe they're into old valuables. A flattering artistic depiction. Maybe somebody could draw a picture of the dragon. Elementals, a gem worth at least 50 gold. That sounds reasonable right there, and the creature eats it up. I'd say the more expensive the gem, the more happy they'd be to, or more likely they'd be to help. An exceedingly pure sample of a favorite element. A way to return the elemental to its home plane. That would be a likely one there. Or performing a dance from the elemental's home plane. Not sure anybody know that dance. Fae, the memory of your first kiss, the color of your eyes, an object of deep sentimental value, and reciting a poem. Seems like if you got a bard in the group, maybe a song or a poem, be the way to go with the Fae. And then fiends, your soul. Well, I think too many people are going to want to offer that up. A desecrated holy object, blood from a living or recently slain loved one, breaking a sacred promise. Boy, the fiend's going to be the tough one right there, just as you would expect. And there's that picture as before. They always have such great artwork. It's a rather nasty looking spear that guy's got. I assume that's a piece of meat, not sure. And again, they mention a soothing song for some too. Giants, a dwarf admitting giant craft to be superior to dwarf craft. That's a funny one right there. A strong working animal, multiple barrels of ale, treasure stolen from a rival. So we might see the rival thing through different things like giants, dragons, whatever. Humanoids, promising to find a lost item of great importance to their culture. Challenging them to a type of friendly contest, such as dancing, singing, or drinking. Well, there's a good one there. Recovering something they've lost. That could be a quest. Information on a foe's secrets or weakness, maybe a little spying right there against an enemy. Then monstrosities, dislodging the stuck scraps of the creature's last meal. I don't know who'd want that job. The creature's favorite food, driving off a creature's rival, or making moments that mimic the monster's mating dance. They've obviously put in some for humor here. Oozes, hard to imagine much you could offer an ooze. A vial of putrid liquid, a cloth bearing a noxious odor, bones or metal. That seems the obvious ones right there, which the ooze promptly absorbs, so you like feeding it. A gallon of some type of fluid here. Not sure what they'd want. Then plants, a pound of mulch, I guess to go around the base, might be something they would want. Water, especially if it's in a dry summertime, that might be good. Water from a spring infused with Feywild energy be difficult to get. Clearing invasive vegetation from the creature's territory, so doing a little weed pulling around them there. Destroying all axes and fire-making implements, sort of showing you don't intend to harm them. And then the undead, maybe a vial of blood. A personal memento from the creature's past. That's an interesting one. Maybe they're in a crypt and you could find something for them. Materials, tools, or the skills to sunproof a crumbling mausoleum. Fix up their last home there. Or completing a task the creature was unable to finish in life. Now that sounds like a good one right there. So they give some interesting little ideas right here. If fighting's not an option, here's another one. I think those are some good ideas, and I think those are some great things a DM could put into their game. So until next time, good luck and good gaming.